Anthony Manfredi Jr., Anthony Manfredi Jr. I'm the fire chief, fire marshal for the Mystic Fire Department. How's that? At 8:56 hours, 911 received an initial call of smoke in the area of Seaport Marine with some flames showing. Initial units on scene responded, arrived, and found heavy smoke with heavy flames coming out what we call the A corner of the building, which is the front of the building. We started to stretch some initial hand lines, get a water supply going, and when I got here, we started a fourth alarm, which brings in all our mutual aid. Each alarm gets you 2 engines and a truck with a rescue truck. Went to a fourth alarm. There was heavy fire coming out the front of the building. It was a wind-driven fire, so it was spreading very rapidly. We protected the exposures, which are the houses on Willow Street and the end of Cottrell Street here. Evacuated the entire block. We got our fireboat in place, which was pumping water on the south side of the building with crews behind the building, attacking the fire there and attacking the front. The occupancy, it's a multi occupancy. The house, the residence was a person lives there. He was not in the building at the time. He got out. The fire got under control around 1:30 in the morning, and still an active scene. We're just starting our investigation now.
How does one even investigate when it looks like this? Where do you even begin?
Well, we called a drone in. We're gonna put a drone in the air and start taking pictures, taking photographs, and methodically, removing the metal. There's a lot of metal around the building. As you can see, it all collapsed. So start taking that off and doing the investigation.
Can you confirm exactly which buildings we're looking at that have been burned to the ground here, as far as which Seaport Marine buildings?
So 2 Washington Street is the whole building, the whole property. Number 4 is the house. So there was a building here, a commercial building with a couple of businesses inside and storage in the back.
Can you say what those businesses are?
One was Prestige Boat Sales, and the others, I'm not sure. They switched a little bit. So.
Is it part of the Seaport Marine facility?
It is.
Neighbors were talking about hearing some explosions. That's got to add another layer to your firefighting efforts.
Yeah, so there was some propane tanks inside the property, so that they were exploding. We had the power lines had come down, had burnt and come down, so we had to call in the electrical company and shut the grid down. They shut the entire grid down. Initially, shut the entire grid down.
Now, Mystic has a history, we've heard from neighbors, of having very large fires that have unfortunately been pretty devastating for the town. What's it like knowing that now this is yet another one that you guys are having to deal with, even if it is over the course of like 50 years?
Yeah, so we have had a lot of major fires in Mystic. It's unfortunate, and we rely heavily on our mutual aid partners to assist.
Have there been any injuries?
There was no injuries. One firefighter had been evaluated on scene for smoke inhalation, and he was treated and released on scene. He was not transported.
Did this remain a fourth alarm fire?
It was a fourth alarm fire, yep. So we go by alarms, like I said, 2 engines, a truck, and a rescue for each alarm. So this went to a fourth. I also called in some tankers just to make sure that we had enough water. We got the fireboat pumping water to the south side of the structure, and the tankers were not used, but we called them just in case we had water problems. One of the big problems here was access. So as you can see, that the roads are really narrow. We got ladder trucks. We had 4 ladder trucks here operating. So access was a challenging situation for us, but we overcame it. We got the apparatus to the rear of the property, and we were able to attack it from the back.
Can you talk about the wind last night? I know that caused a lot
Yeah,
of
so
issues.
like I said, it was a wind-driven fire. Initially, the wind was blowing to the south, and it changed, and it started blowing to the north, well into the incident. So that was, we had to protect the exposures. Like I said, to the north side of Washington Street, the apartments. But we had gotten everybody out. We evacuated the entire block. So
Did the fire start here and blow over to that home, or do you know?
I can't comment on that. We're still doing the investigation.
Is everybody's power back on?
The power is not back on yet.
Okay. How many people are without at this point?
I know this block is included in the grid. They initially shut the entire grid down, which goes up to Broadway, but they had turned it back on once they isolated it to this area
Do you know how long you guys will be out here today?
all day.
Will people in the surrounding homes be able to get back into their homes now, or are they still back?
Yeah, they can. Yep, they can go back in. They can come back in now. Yep.
Can you talk about how proud you are of all the people that were out here trying to get this contained?
So, like I said, we rely heavily on our mutual aid partners, and we had a lot of apparatus here, and everybody did a great job. It was a very dangerous situation. We had power lines that, like I said, came down, and it was very dangerous. But everybody did a great job. We went to right when I got here, we went to a defensive mode. So that means you operate on the outside. Nobody goes inside. Defensive mode was given right away.
We've heard varying reports about the person who lives in that home. Were they home at the time of the fire and escaped, or were they not home at all?
I believe he was home at the time, and he smelled some smoke and got out of his house.
And was there a pet at the home as well?
He had a pet with him. Yes,
The pet safe?
the pet is safe. Yep.
Dog, cat?
I'm not sure.
Was it just this building that collapsed here? How many buildings collapsed?
So it was a large commercial building. It was connected. It was kind of two different buildings connected into one for the commercial part, and then there was a very small distance between that building and the residence.
The cause is still unknown at this time? Is the cause still unknown?
I can't hear you.
What was the cause?
Oh, we don't know the cause yet. We're just starting the investigation.
Was anybody around in the commercial part when this was going on?
No, no,
one.
not to my knowledge.
Do you know how many boats were damaged?
I think 5, but that's unconfirmed at this time. There was 3 boats inside the structure that I know of, but we still have to figure out, what was on the outside of the structure.
Is there anything else you'd like to mention?
No. Any more questions?
I think we're good.
Well, thank you.
Thank you, Chief.
Thank